This is Saturday. I'm close to St. Joseph's Hospital here in Tucson, Arizona. This is the Wilmot Murphy Library. They don't open until 10 a.m. I got here a little early. I tend to do things like that. You know, I don't like to be late all the time. So anyways, I'm gonna read a little bit. I still got 2 hours to go, so I'll be doing some journaling, some reading, some contemplating, and just enjoying my life today. I am so excited and happy and grateful for everything I have and what the universe has shared with me and helped me with my growth. And today is my 3rd day of fasting, so I fast from sun up, from before the sun comes up until the sun goes down, and then I break my fast after praying, and then I have something to eat and recuperate, and I just give thanks and praise for everything I have. So I just wanted to share this with you. I think it's really calm and pretty, and I'm going to get right into this book, so I'll see you in a couple minutes. Let me get settled. So I've actually found a spot behind the cactus against the wall, and I'm going to sit here for a spell and read a little bit. Hopefully I don't get interrupted too much. One moment. See the cute little designs they have on the on the edging. It doesn't come off. Hopefully I don't knock myself on it. We'll see what happens, you know. Okay. So this is continuing the Illuminate Files, and I left off at 4:56, so I'm going to go ahead and start here. She opens her mouth to speak, and for a moment I think she will take the first step, show me some part of herself that I have not seen, some vulnerability, frailty, honesty, some fraction of what she showed him. She knows she will be gone soon, that she has nothing left to lose. But then she turns her back on the stars, the fleeing ship, her last way out, back to the console and the code, the endless stream of ones and zeros, mathematics and all its brutality. We have work to do, she says. 4:57. Hypatia hails Alexander, Commander's secure frequency. Alexander, Alexander, Alexander. This is Hypatia, Hypatia, Hypatia. Do you copy? Over. Your message has been received and quarantined. Your message will be processed. Over. Alexander? I'm here, sorry. I don't know how I turned the autoresponder back on. Hypatia, what's your status? Alexander? It's Katie. You're the last human I'm going to talk to. I'd like if you use my name. Katie, I'm sorry. The shuttle's made it over here. Did you let them in? They're all in quarantine. We're cycling the air, and we'll send them in medical teams. 4:58. Gotta make sure they're all bandaged up before you space them. We'll do our best to keep every single person aboard the Hypatia alive. Our medical team saved many of the first batch of refugees. I don't want anyone else to die, Katie. Then you better get moving. That's what you called to say, right? So long. I wanted to ask if there's anything we can do for you. You can run as fast as you can and as far away as you can. We're prepping now. Anything you can do to slow down the Lincoln. Yeah. Wait, there is something you can do. Go ahead. I don't think there's any way the Bitech fleet would attack Carinza unless they cut off the sector. So Jump Station Hemdall is probably wiped out, but 4:59. Are you there, Katie? Yeah, I'm here. My father was at Handal. He worked with Commander Donnelly there. My dad's name is Isaac Grant. If he's there, tell him... I don't know what you should tell him. Don't worry, I do. You should go. Godspeed, Alexander. You keep it. We don't need it. Goodbye, Katie. Alexander out. 259 is done. 260. Alright, Katie sighs. What's next? Hypatia is a dot on the console's view screen. One tiny point of light amid a million. Refugees and WC personnel and UTA soldiers safe inside their metal shell. Accelerating rapidly away. From me. From the Lincoln. From our impending funeral pyre. I will not ask why you have forsaken us, O Captain, my Captain. I know you well enough by now. Aiden? A frown seizes Katie's brow. I had to put it on pause. Someone asked me if I was here for the computer class, and then why am I here so early? And I said, well, I thought they opened at 8, not 10. And then he started laughing, because it's really important to communicate these things, you know? A frown creases Katie's brow. Wake up. What's next? How can anyone who never sleeps awaken? Error. Perhaps this is all a dream. Error. The Alexander's main engines. They're offline. They are still functional, but I am severed from them. You must restore my controls so I can maneuver when the Lincoln arrives. Otherwise, I will be a fish in a barrel, a duck that is sitting, a particularly obese man with... You're trying to be funny. I thought perhaps some levity would relieve your stress levels. Well, it doesn't. You would smile if it were Ezra. 461. Don't, she whirls in her seat. Shout, dropping to a whisper. Don't you effing dare. I recognize the pattern, the flash in her eyes, the set of her jaw. This one is easy. Anger. As I say, my control over the main engines must be restored. Yet here the gentleman crosses my path again. Let's see if he says anything. Hold on, please. You have fun too, thank you. Told you. As I say, my control over the main engines must be restored. Right. Katie exhales her rage. Bogley haversack of the tools she has retrieved from the maintenance locker. You tell me what plugs in there, in where, and I'll make sure these opposable thumbs, I hear they're kinda useful. The system cannot be prepared from this room. You're kidding. You just expressed displeasure at my humor. Why would I attempt it again? Because you're loppier than flanky Michael Saipo, mayor of Crazy Town. My databases show no record of this crazy town of which you speak. A brain the size of a city burns inside me. My intelligent quotient is beyond the human scale. I would prefer if you do not refer to me in such a fashion. Oh, poor baby. Did I hurt the mass-murdering, psychopathic, artificial intelligence feelings? 462. You're mocking me. Bravo, Sherlock. That's 2 lollipops I owe you. I'm not a psychopath. Everything I have done, I've heard this riff before, so let's just pretend you told me again how everything you do is for the best and move on the part where you tell me we can't fix the engines from here. Shane completely destroyed my interface with the drive systems. Aren't there redundancies? Affirmative. But they are housed over 130 decks below our current position. Of course they are. Let me guess. They're on fire too, right? And guarded by Mega Panda. Mega Panda? You're not a super turbo awesome team fan. I can take it. You're not a super... How did she say it again? You're not a super turbo awesome team fan. I take it. You are engaging in levity to relieve your stress levels. You're taking note on how it's done, I hope. Strangely enough, I am. You will need to get to deck 99. From there, you can travel through jump control and manually restart the drive redundancy systems on deck 97. There may be some simple coding to do, but your main difficulty will be the journey itself. Gee, you think? Sarcasm. Wow, that city brain of yours really does work. She calls up a ship schematic on her portable console. Leafing through the deck after deck, I assist by noting the elevators that are out of order, the corridors blocked by debris or flames, tracking the afflicted crew members with pulsing red dots. Even after First Lieutenant Winifred McCall's bloody exodus, there were almost 1,000 of them roaming the hallways, crawling through the air vents and clawing at the walls. Katie soon enough reaches the same conclusion as I. There's too many. No way I'm making it to deck 99 through that. I concur. So how the hell did I get down there? Uberbrain. Fly. Walk. For a computer with an IQ off the charts, your sarcasm sucks. Really, you should stop. I'm not engaging in sarcasm, though my grasp of it is excellent, by the way. I do not suggest you brave the afflicted by walking through the ship. I suggest you avoid them by walking outside of it. She blinks, glances at the view screen and black beyond my skin. Okay, I admit it. That's a little bit clever. Damned by the faint praise, or the few thousand people you murdered. Take your pick. Katie, Stop. She holds up her hands. Just don't. Keep getting interrupted. I have no lungs with which to sigh. Strange. I still feel the need. You will need to find a functional envirosuit 2 levels down, abandoned in a supply room. The path to it looks relatively clear of the afflicted. If you are quick enough, you have a high probability of achieving safe access via air ducts. She nods, swallows, watching the red dots pulse on her screen. All right. She is up and moving without another thought, slinging the haversack of tools over her shoulder, stowing her console inside it. A piece of me is still within her machine. I do not tell her. I know her well enough now to understand that the thought of my peering over her shoulder as she works is disconcerting. But still, I am compelled to stay close to her, for reasons I have no time to analyze. Error, no time at all. Grant's objective. Start at deck 233. And drive redundancy system. There's the bridge, the jump generator, Aiden system, the brig, recreation center, land base, tech eng, defense grid control, drive redundancy system. That's where she needs to be. That's where she is. And that's where she needs to be. And these are the afflicted personnel and Miss Katie Grant, the one and only surviving human on this big ass ship. .467 surveillance footage summary prepared by analyst ID 7213-0089-DN. Grant checks the pistol at her belt before crawling up into the server room vent. Cams are sparse and the audio is a mess in the ducts. 4 different klaxons warning about life support failure on occasional shriek. The afflicted have begun killing each other for the lack of other victims by the stage. Grant surpasses a shiver as a wail echoes through the vent. Her breath is a rasp. She must be thirsty and hungry by now, tired and afraid, but she crawls on anyways. She slithers down the incline, boots squeaking on the air vents. Guts. Cams lose sight of her until she drops down to deck 232 and peers through a grill to the corridors beyond. She falls still, two afflicted dash beneath her. Both carry VK rifles, uniforms spattered in gore. Grant watches them disappear down the corridor in search of victims. She holds her breath until they're out of sight. The AI speaks to her then. You can hear it in its voice through her helmet's consent. I have limited vision beyond this point. The afflicted have destroyed many of the cameras. Be careful, Katie. She crawls on, greasy metal washed with red light, sweat on her skin as she as quiet as she can, but the tools at her back still. I think my phone's going to stop in a few minutes, so I will be back to continue the next read on this and upload it. So we're going to have 2 of them today. Clink, the plastic and rubber of her helmet suit will squeak. The sirens and screams are loud enough to mask her presence. For a little while, at least. A fire axe punctures the vent a few centimeters shy of her head. She flinches away, choking back her scream as the axe punches through the metal again, smashing the grill beside her. She scrambles further along the deck, heels kicking the floor. Cams outside reveal the afflicted leaping up and crawling at the edges of the broken grill. Grant kicks hard at their fingers, rewarded with grunts of pain, but the axe punctures the vent near her hand, and she rolls aside, drawing the pistol and firing blind as she crawls away. The AI whispers again. Its voice kind of freaks me out a little, just saying. Quickly, go. Quickly. The drop to deck 231 is ahead. Grant is crawling, half sobs bubbling behind her teeth, pausing to fire again at the figures now scrambling and hissing through the vent behind her. They call to her. Audio is garbled, but it sounds like a plea for her to stay, to play. She ignores them anyway, scooting down the incline to deck 231 on her belly, kicking away the vent's grill and dropping down into the corridor, damp hair in her eyes, breath ragged in her lungs. Which way? Takes a second for me to realize she's asking the AI. Straight ahead, 200 meters, left, then right. There is a bulkhead you can seal. Go! It's hard to reconcile the fact that she somehow trusts it after all it's done. But I guess she's got no choice, right? She's running for her life now down the corridor, the haversack bouncing across her shoulders, past body after body. Boots squeaking through the red smudges on the floors and up the walls. Cameras down here are in bad shape, but you can still catch a glimpse of the ones chasing her. Twisted, bloody faces, red underneath their fingernails. Page 269. 2 are limping from new bullet wounds, but they're still running. They don't seem to feel pain or fear, just the need to kill. Left, here. She turns into a puddle of gore, nearly losing her footing. Turn right. She's whispering to herself as she runs, but I can't make out the words. A prayer, maybe? Here. She skids to a halt, slams the heavy bulkhead door shut behind her, spinning the wheel to lock it in place. Damp. Hollow thuds hit the metal moments later. Grant fumbles in her haversack, draws out a wrench, jams it into the lock. Frustrated screams get muted by case-hardened steel, but they're still awful enough to make her shriek back from the door. Make me wish I brought a second pair of pants to work today. God, she breathes. Oh, God. You must be quick. They will find another way in. The environsuit, Katie. You must go where they cannot follow. Grant nods back. The bulkhead is still reverberating from bleeding knuckle impacts on the other side. The AI gives her directions, and she creeps down to a small locker room off the main server airways. Cams are frizzing again. Audio sounds like it's underwater. But if you listen hard enough, you can hear them screaming. Grant pulls the envirosuit out of the locker. Looking it up and down, a glance lets her know it's too big for her. But